I'm struggling with my stand-up because I have a TV show, so it's cutting into my brain a little bit. I mean, champagne problems, but my stand-up has suffered a little bit in the past few years, so. It's hard writing jokes. What a fucking baby I am, Jesus Christ. Kill me now. Oh, God, oh, sometimes they write and sometimes they forget a joke on stage. Who gives a shit? Jesus Christ, 2/3 of the world is below the fucking poverty line. My name is Eric Andre. I am a comedian.
Mr. Eric Andre!
This is what I'm picking from tonight. Looks like the notes of a serial killer.
I want to come up with a character called Andrew Nice Clay, who's just like Andrew Dice Clay, but he's a feminist. He's like, oh, I'm respecting my wife like an intellectual equal over here. Oh! There was an old lady who lived in his shoe. She didn't have any kids because abortion is a personal choice, not a state matter. Oh!
I'm trying to improvise on stage more and write from stage because the pressure kind of forces me to come up with something. It doesn't always work. Sometimes it's really bad, but at least I'll be like excited about it, and the audience is kind of excited watching it. Throw something out, and I'll try to make a joke out of it tonight.
Lame excuses. Lame excuses, right? Lame excuses. And I'm gonna improvise the rest of the set. Lame excuses. I gotta write a joke about lame excuses. I had a really lame excuse. One time I was having sex with this girl when I was like in college, and I him in like 2 seconds, and I didn't want to admit it, so I just looked down at her and I went, I can't do this. She was like, what? What are you talking about? You've been begging me for sex all night. And I was like, shh, I don't want to hurt you.
When you start a new joke, you're like overexcited about it, so you can over-explain it. So I gotta find out where the fat is to trim. You're mining for jokes and all these little details, but like some details are like not necessary and you're slowing the joke down. You gotta vomit it all up, and then you can start shaving it down.
I was watching this documentary about the NBA. It was like the golden years of the NBA, and they were interviewing Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. And then they cut to Bob Cousy. Who does anybody know who that is? He was like famous in the 50s. He's this old, shriveled up white guy who looks like my 6th grade science teacher. And it kept throwing me off because I was like, who's this old white guy talking about basketball? And all of his stories about basketball were like completely irrelevant. He was like, yeah, I remember when you used to be able to bring your own sandwiches to the game. Well, one day I'm standing at the 1-point line, and I can barely breathe because all the players are chain smoking cigarettes all around me, and somebody left the fucking door open, so a bunch of praying mantises flew into the building. Anyway, next thing you know, what do you know? When I look up in the stands, and J. Edgar Hoover is fingering my wife in the mouth. It's like, are they gonna interview Hakeem Olajuwon soon, or just keep talking to this guy?
I'm gonna talk about Cuba. I got this souvenir in Cuba.
I went to Cuba, and I got this souvenir in a gift shop, and this is the worst English translation I've ever seen in my entire life, and it reads, if you enter to our kitchen and the she finds it dirty, it is because the one that not scrubs this, and the one that it is not the one that scrubs. And as you he won't scrub, don't criticize as this. Don't criticize as this, people.
I riff a lot and mess with the crowd a lot. I'll improvise more when I'm getting more and more sick of my material.
We're the fucking Spotify generation, dude. It's like, ha ha ha, next. Yeah, God, Mormon. Next.
That set was all right. They were a joke-by-joke audience. That's what's gonna make me figure out how to carve away the pieces of my sculpture so I can see my masterpiece.
Come on!
Okay.